Moving on to the time module, which is somewhat related to the date time module. This module focuses only on time and gives us even more functionality with time itself, including the ability to pause our program for some amount of time. So if we look back over here, we had date, time, and calendar. The time module is actually further down here in this generic operating system services. I'm going to click on that. So this time is actually a complex topic in computing. There's all sorts of definitions, and that's what this does for you over here. So this is what's great about the Python documentation. It doesn't just, go right into the module usage itself. It tries to give you some background information and clarify some definition before it actually covers it, the actual usage of the module itself. All right, so let's go back over here, and I'm going to cover two functions in this module. One is the time function. This is the number of seconds since the Unix epoch. So this is actually kind of an important number. You'll see this a lot in computing. The epoch is sort of like the beginning of time in computing, or at least one beginning of time that is widely used. It is January 1st, 1970 at midnight. We consider that time 0, and every second after that we just add to it. So let's go ahead and import time first and look at all of its functionality by using the dot notation right here. So time.time, if I press Shift Tab Tab, it says return the current time in seconds since the epoch. So the epoch is the Unix epoch, which is January 1st, 1970. So it's been this many seconds and parts of a second since that date. And if I run it again, you should see that this number will have changed. So it was about 11 seconds elapsed since the last time I ran it. So that is cool. You can get a very precise time since the Unix epoch. And then I want to talk about this sleep function. So the sleep function, you just give it some number of seconds and it will delay the execution of your program. So to show how this works, let's have a print statement up here. We'll say hello, we'll sleep for 3 seconds, and then we'll say world like this. And when we run it, notice it'll say hello, it'll pause, it'll then say world. So it's pretty cool. You can pause execution of your program. And here's one little example that uses both the time function and the sleep function. This is going to be a countdown where we count down from 5 to 0, printing out a message. So we're going to use X as our counter. We're going to get the current time, right here, the start time of the program. Then we're going to do a while loop. So while X is greater than 0, we're going to print out how many seconds to launch. We're going to decrease X by 1. We're going to sleep for 1 second. And then when it gets down to 0, it will exit the loop, and then it'll print launch. We'll get the end time, and then we'll calculate the elapsed time. So that's just this start time, or end time minus this start time. And then we'll print that out. So it should be right around 5 seconds, this elapsed time, because we're sleeping for 1 second during each iteration of the loop. But it'll be a little bit more than 5 seconds because it does have to actually run the code. So it's not going to be exactly 5 seconds, but let's go ahead and run this. And so you see every second we're getting a new line over here. And since I didn't print out I only gave it 1 decimal place of error, let's do like, let's see, maybe 7 decimal seconds or 7 decimal places and see if this shows up over here. So yeah, 5.01 seconds, 5.02 if you round it. That's how much time it would take. This is plus the computing time. So it's a little bit of time that Python takes to actually run the code, plus the 5 seconds it paused the execution for. All right, so pretty cool. Just another module to keep an eye on, the time module.